Hey, what's up guys? acegundamboy here, and I've got part 4 ready for you and up and running today. Now keep in mind, if you missed part 3, part 2, or part 1, I'll try to leave a link down below so you could see them, or you could check on the side. Other than that, slides won't be in any particular order, just in how I wrote them before iOS 5. Other than that, enjoy the video. Now, for Wish31, I would like to see some more Apple license applications, or in this case, a tip calculator, or a converter, or a flashlight in that matter. It's not like we don't have the option to get these applications. We can go to the App Store, obviously, and get them through there. But I would love to see them already pre-installed on iOS 6. Now, Reminders, I'm going to give you guys an example. Reminders is probably an app that Apple would have succeeded so much if it was in the App Store, but it's something that not all of us would have used. I would probably use Tipulator more, which is a great app, by the way. If you guys don't know what it is, go look it up in the App Store, or Converter, or Flashlight, in that matter. If you guys look at those applications, it looks as if Apple designed it themselves, but were just too lazy to install it in iOS 6 or in iOS 5. And if you guys can't install these apps natively, at least buy out the developers who made those awesome applications and try to put them on iOS for us, please. Now, for number 32, I'd probably have a gripe with this, but for number 32, I would like to see an improved App Store. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like the App Store doesn't work. It just does a couple things that I don't feel is necessary to do. Like, one really big gripe I have with the App Store is when you either update an app, purchase an app, or download an app, it force closes on you, and it takes you to the page where the application is being downloaded. Now, that's fine with me, but it really does get annoying. If you're like me and you hardly even use the App Store for anything, just to download your favorite applications from time to time, I just find that feature annoying. Why can't it just automatically update it in the background without having you to leave the App Store? And probably my second gripe is an improved UI. I'm kind of tired and bored with the same old UI. So Apple, if you can, hire some artists to make an improved, cool-looking UI, that would be much appreciated. Now, for Wish 33. This is probably an odd wish, but if you truly do think about it and you take the time to think about it, it'll be an extremely cool one and one you really want to have. For Wish 33, I would love to see a way to really universal search everything. I'll give you guys a great example here. Let's say I want to see Transformers 3, Dark Side of the Moon. Transformers 2. But let's say you want to find movie times for that, or you want to find ratings for that. I want to slide to the left and, type in Transformers 3, Dark Side of the Moon, and instead of searching throughout the whole phone, it could search the web, it could search Google, it could search Fandango, it could search times for movies, it could search local times for movies, where you can buy them, ratings, etc. And probably the same would go for restaurants, bookstores, just a real universal search. Apple, if you dig around here and you search Universal Search iPhone, there's a great city application that does exactly what it says, Universal Search. But have it natively. If you can do that, God, I'll love it. Now, for Wish 34, this is one I've been actually hearing a lot, and this is one that most iPhone users will admit Android has the upper hand in. But an improved Maps would have to take spot 34 for me. Reason why? It sucks. If you really do truly look at Maps, and you compare it to the Android version, the Apple version can't hold an apple to it, if you know what I mean. It really does need an update. I would love to see some 3D map viewing, automatic routing, pre-calculated maps already. So, example, you're on a road trip and you go through a service area that has no service. The map wouldn't say, lost connection, you're on your own. It would still route you where you have to go, without the service. And when you find service finally, it'll reroute you and it'll tell you which way you have to go. And traffic alerts, that'd be great as well. And a speedometer. Please, Apple, we're on the road. I want to know how fast I'm going so I'm not breaking the state law. That'd be just great. And there'll be another app that needs maps in the upcoming slide. Now, for Wish 35. This is probably by far one of my favorite personal wishes for iOS 6. But for Wish 35, I would love to see an improved podcast system. This is probably the only reason I still connect my iPhone to my computer, just so I can get those latest and greatest podcasts from my favorite bloggers, so I could do other things and listen to their great opinions at the same time. But there's only one small problem with that. The system on iPhone, on iOS in general, it is in need of some work. Like, what I would like to see, is in categories. I would love to categorize all my podcasts so I could keep my language learning at podcast 1, my food and nutrition, sports, blogging, tech news, all separate. So you mix them all up when, you're going through a playlist and you're doing tech news and then you're doing Japanese. It doesn't work. Second, when you click on that category, it should show it in an album style, layout. When you go to albums on iPod, it should show the pictures of the bloggers, their bloggers picture, and then the name. And it should do that all throughout all your, subscribed podcasts, all throughout there. When you click on the name, it'll show you all their recent podcasts or just all of their podcasts in general. You either have the option to stream it, download it, or play the ones you already have downloaded. So it would give you that option. And, some things in settings like download the latest podcast as soon as it comes out in the background over Wi-Fi while plugged in at night. So you're nice and ready to go when you wake up, do your morning workout. Have it automatically delete old ones, delete any ones that are past the fifth refresh podcast. That'd be nice as well. Maybe in the same album style layout when you tilt the iPhone or iPod or iPad in this case sideways so you can see all your subscribed podcasts. Click on it and just like an iPod. But an improved UI would be really nice. Now for number 36, I'm going to be speaking for every iPhone user out there. For number 36, I would love to see a free turn-by-turn navigation app on iOS. Now don't get me wrong. Maps kind of does the job, but not to an extent of what Google does. What Google has on their Android phones, a Google Navigator, that app is superb. It is a very great looking app. The UI is extremely nice. It's very user friendly. My parents can use it. And if my parents can use the UI, anybody can use the UI. It has a great voice guidance. So it says turn left, turn right. And it's not an annoying factor. It just tells it to you. So it's like, oh, okay. It has 3D map viewing. It has determined times, how long it'll take you. Traffic alerts. It does it in the background and does it in the background extremely well. And it has multiple options I can't name right now. But it is an extremely good looking UI. And on top of all that, it's free. You can't beat free. It's probably one of the only reasons, if I had to, would change to Android, and I would love that feature. But I love my iPhone too much. Why can't we have something exactly like that, or better? And if not, Apple, at least pay Google to bring theirs over to iOS. I think it would just be a nice welcomed addition to iOS as well. Now, for Wish 37, this is probably a wish more geared toward iPad users than for iPhone and iPod Touch users. But for number 37, I would love to see the ability to upload files/photos via the Safari browser via iFiles. Now, iFiles can integrate throughout the whole OS, right? Yeah, this is a feature I thought the iPad can do, straight out the box. But apparently it really can't. Neither can it download or can it have a home page when you open a new tab. This is going to be one of my slides coming up soon. Yeah, this is a feature more geared toward iPad users because, if you really think about it, why do you need to upload something via your iPhone? Small screen, but yeah, it's still doable. But yeah, upload files via the Safari mobile browser via iFiles to the internet. Just would make more use of that browser and less use of your big old PC sitting in your office, right? Now, for Wish 38, This is probably something we're a little behind, in the competition race for better camera quality in general. But for number 38, I would love to see an improved camera. Just overall, an improved camera. I would like to see more features integrated into iOS, with like wide camera, grid, panorama view, timer, geotagging locations, face detection, effects, resolution options. Here's an odd one. A frame code and barcode scanner built into the camera app. I don't want to download a separate application, right? And, with the popularity of these frame codes popping up everywhere here and there, you can't go to the grocery store without seeing, one everywhere you go. So I would just like to see the ability to natively do it, take a photo and open it in the Safari browser. It'd just be a nice little added bonus. With the same kind of camera UI mixed with a little of the Android UI as well. I mean, not completely like the Android style, camera UI, but, the style of Android, when you swipe from the side or you hit a button on top corner and it pulls down all your camera options for, geotagging location, the burst mode or picture taking options or effects, something like that, mixed in with the current iOS style layout. I mean, that just, it would look great, and it would, it would have all the effects you need to do all these things. All wrapped up together with a faster camera loading time, that'd just be great, because, now, it takes forever for the camera to open up, and I want to take a cute little photo of my dog right then and there, right? So, all wrapped together with a faster camera opening time, and you have a great camera app, and a great camera all together in one phone. Now, for Wish39, you're probably going to be confusing this with iOS's 5 weather app, but for Wish35, I would like to see an even better weather app. Now, sure, they made some pretty good improvements in iOS 5, but I still think they could take it a notch better with iOS's 6 version of weathers. Like, they can have National Doppler Radar, infrared satellite, perception, forecast, current temperatures, all on a map. So you can, hit the Y, and you can, or the I in this case, and you can see, a nice little map of the nation and your current location, see how it's going to be affected. I would like to also see some nice live weather icon. So when you're on the home screen, it tells you your nice current location, if it's going to be rain, sunny, cloudy, dark, whatever. And you see the little sun and clouds above San Francisco in the picture. Have it do some sort of live animation as well. Oh, and now let's say natural disaster alert, hurricane, tornado, earthquake. Have the weather app at least alert you if they're coming or not. Now, for Wish number 40, this is pretty straightforward as it is. For Wish 40, I would like to see a home page when you open a tab. Pretty straightforward. I just don't like to see a blank tab every time, you come back from a browsing session. I would just like to, set a home page, so I could set the Google homepage or the Apple website or my favorite blog, to stay up to date. If there was a way, like in the photo here, you hit the little square with the arrow popping out, hit that, set as homepage on whatever website you would like to see, when you open a new tab. Just an added bonus, right? It would make Safari a bit more usable. Alright guys, this will wrap it up for part 4. Part 5 will be up soon, thanks to some comments I actually got from a couple friends of mine and some viewers. But as always, thank you for watching. If you can, leave a comment down below, saying whatever I miss, or if you liked the video or not. If you can, like the video too. You would just make my day if you did. But as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video guys. Peace.